dick butts.
But
Right.
it
Hello,
doesn't
everyone.
itch. It doesn't itch that bad. It's just that it always itches. Is the problem.
Oh yeah, dude.
even
when you get the
even under a
lotion
cold
right
shower.
into the crevices, then that'll usually do the trick, buddy.
All right.
Oh, hi,
Welcome
Albert.
to the Wheelie
Hey, what's up,
Travelers.
guys? Hey, it's my birthday. That's why I'm not wearing a
Happy
sleeveless
birthday.
shirt.
Hey, happy Hatch Day.
It's my hatch day.
Oh,
No one asked.
I know nobody asked, but you know what? I'm gonna fucking tell them.
All right. So we had a lot of stuff happen last session. A lot.
Did we?
And we're going to have the man of the hour tell us what happened. B, tell us what happened last session.
Ouch! Wow.
That hurts.
Too soon.
F's in the chat, y'all.
So currently, Fee's a little somewhere else, a little preoccupied in some other plane of being. So no need for the voice this week. Sadly, our the hero of the party has the hero of the party has perished, fallen in combat. That the asshole, yeah, cause in the chat, and so last session was a lot of combat, a lot of great spells, a lot of creative ideas were used, but in the end, Fee fell, but the party triumphs. So the show must go on. But maybe there still is a chance for Fee, and we got to find out.
Okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was pretty good. I like that one.
All right.
Sweet.
So, as of right now, you guys are currently outside on the streets of Metropolis, and you're feeling gravity slowly start pulling down. You notice that the water that was around the city is no longer there, and as I said last session, you see Melik, Cakes, and Dunbar floating above the city. For a moment, Melik is laughing maniacally before he passes out entirely from what looks like exhaustion, and then they disappear as you guys are coming out of the door.
Sorry, I was commenting on your chair, and it was supposed to be silent.
It was adding tension to the scene.
All right.
Oh God, sorry, that was something very serious that you just said.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jesus Christ, Cody. Also,
Wait,
guys,
so
keep
where?
it-
So Malik falls onto the ground in front of us?
No, Melik falls onto Dunbar's shoulder, and then they use some form of magic to get out. You guys can't exactly tell what it was.
God damn
But
it! I wanted
they
to kill him
pop out.
so bad.
Also, we are
Aberdeen-
lagging, by the way, guys. Just keep that in mind.
Aberdeen
Anybody
looks
else notice
around.
that everything's getting a little wonky out here, guys?
What makes you say that? The fact that everything's falling out of the damn sky. Fucking.
Yeah, maybe we
Soft
don't want to
hands.
hang around. Is all I'm saying.
You might want to hang on to something.
Aberdeen eats a cookie, and you can hear as he's eating it that these are the ones he bought a couple of weeks ago.
Yes.
And he holds his hand out to offer them to the rest of you guys.
Grimsby takes one immediately.
Oh, thanks, kid. I
Yeah,
figure one
I
last
think one
one
too.
before we plummet to our deaths. I don't suppose there's a airship parked right over there, and he points directly to his right. without looking at
Is
first.
there a little drum roll going along? Too?
I'm gonna have you roll a d20.
Yes.
Ooh.
5.
You're pointing directly at a wall next to you, probably around 10 feet away.
Well, I didn't think so.
Abby, I'm not sure what you're pointing at. You're pointing at a wall. That's
Yo, blue guy, what's in those cookies? You tripping or something?
And as much as I would like to be, well,
I-
anyone else have any ideas?
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
the portal that I used to get to the Underdark over there, but I'm not sure how much safer that place would be. That place is kind of messed up.
That place is
Yeah, it
pretty
is.
far gone, probably. Okay, look.
Wait,
rope.
it's just you know where it is.
Oh yeah, it's over there.
What?
I mean, that's a pretty good plan B. Sagerthing, what were you saying?
Rope as like he lifts his foot and the stone falls before him. Like, quick! Any of you fuckers have any rope? Like, I have an idea.
As you guys are standing there talking, you feel more of the gravitational pull towards the ground, and you start kind of tilting a little bit to the right. Some of the buildings begin to start crumbling.
Okay. Cakes had a. I throw you 50 feet of rope. Cakes had an airship.
That's fine. Everyone, get close. And he ties one bit of rope around his waist and a knot, and he hands it off to the closest person.
Grimsby immediately grabs onto the rope, ties it around him a little close to 𝐵𝚔𝚘₻, and then starts holding onto 𝐵𝚔𝚘₻'s elbow. And then passes it off to the next person.
I assume we all do that, right?
Yeah, I guess I tie it around myself like a harness, so I won't slip out of it because I'm terrified I'm going to fall and die.
Yeah, I'll tie it, and then I'll tie.
I'm going to need you guys to all roll survival checks for the knot that you are tying around your body.
All right.
Getting specific.
Fuck me.
I'm giving
Grim, you don't have to. Grim, you don't have to because you just said you were tying it around your body.
Yeah.
But everyone who's like, I'm making a harness.
17.
I was also going to give you 𝐵𝚔𝚘𝚻 guidance.
If I, as a player, spend 3 to 5 minutes describing the knot, will I get advantage on this 9 that I just rolled?
Sure, go ahead.
Pull out the Boy Scouts.
It was a 9.
It was survival.
I used the assist.
I got 21.
21? Okay, so makes a really good harness. And Aberdeen ties it, and he feels like it's safe, or at least to him it's safe. He's his mind is at ease.
Pickles should not exist. They are awful and belong on nothing.
I think
I love
you're
pickles
just a
and you're
hater
wrong.
of sweet pickles.
Sweet
Have you ever had
pickles
a
are
peanut butter and
delicious.
pickle sandwich? It's amazing.
All right, all in favor
Wait, what's on a
of
pickle
voting.
sandwich? Just pickles or what?
No, peanut butter and pickle. Trust me.
Oh.
All in
Pickles are
favor
awesome.
of voting Fee off the island. I cast my
Just-
vote.
I'm sorry you're all uncultured.
No. Pickles,
no,
just
I just wanted to
this
say
argument, this
I think that probably means leaving the door open.
pickles awful.
Pickles and
awful.
tuna is
It's
the
not
shit,
belong
though.
on burgers, but by themselves, and there's like an accent for shit. Absolutely.
Pickles on nothing. On nothing.
All right.
All right, let's get back into it.
So, we're going to give a recap since we were having some technical difficulties earlier. So, Windbreak has fallen. Our heroes have made it off by the skin of their teeth. They saved a couple of people, especially 𝐵𝚔𝚘𝚗, who decided to have a Superman moment and just like free fall and catch people, and then save himself with a feather fall. Right now, what the terrain looks like, they got to a ship and made it safely to ground. They landed probably about 300 yards away from the wreckage in and of itself, and it created a blast that covered that. What they see is basically a crater that goes all the way down to the dirt, and the rest of what they see is just sand for miles. This is something that none of you have actually experienced, as far as is known.
Grimsby puts the ship that he's been flying into park. Turns off all the proper levers and all the proper buttons, and takes off. Man, what'd you guys think of that flying? It was pretty cool, wasn't it?
I mean,
You're
That was
almost kind
wicked,
of
bud.
Bro, I wanted to ride the wind just like he did. That was so cool, man.
Yeah. Maybe one day when you're as cool as me, guy. And he kind of subtly gives like, what is it? An annoyed look over at Grimsby. When he says that, but very subtly.
Grimsby does not pick it up at all.
I'm gonna.
Because 𝐵𝚔𝚘𝚗's the cool one of the group.
I'm gonna plunge my hand into the sand and pull up like a fistful of sand and just like let it drop down my arm because I've probably never like touched sand like that before.
It's a lot warmer than you anticipated, and you guys realize that under the actual sun of the world that you are in, it is significantly hotter.
Man, I'm dealing with the heat in my real life. You got to bring this to me right now.
How dare you do this to us?
Scorching,
DM?
blistering heat.
It's so freaking hot in my room right now. How dare you? Grimsby, he places one of his feet, one of his bird-like feet on the sand. Immediately feels the heat, and immediately takes his foot off and turns around and walks back into the ship to go start telling some of these unfortunate souls that got trapped on our ship what to do. And Grimsby's the only one in the ship telling these people what to do right now.
All right.
Oh gosh.
I think the heat makes me realize that I've never actually felt the sun. I've only felt like magic bullshit that's been telling me it was the sun. So Aberdeen's gonna take his armor and his shirt off, and then he's gonna start looking through the wreckage.
All right. So you go to where the wreckage is, and it is just rubble, and it's not pretty. Where you find bodies, they're not distinguishable. The things that hit the ground are practically destroyed. There's...
Oh, go for it.
Yeah, I probably spend a few minutes looking through it, and I feel like by what you're saying, I don't find anything that makes me want to keep looking. So I'm probably gonna go back.
You do find some gold. I will say you find some gold. But it's probably about like 50 to 100 gold pieces, depending on how long you want your character to look.
Do you want me to roll for it, or?
Yeah. Well, tell me how long you intend on looking, because then I can give you an accurate.
If all I'm doing is sifting through bodies and nothing but bodies, I'm probably not even gonna pick up the gold. If I'm sifting through like rubble and like, wood and stone, I'd probably be grabbing the gold for maybe like 15 minutes or so.
About 15 minutes, you probably find about 75 gold pieces. Sifting through. It's just not pretty, and essentially what it looks like is it went sideways and then collapsed in on itself because it was sort of like a cylinder. So as it was falling, what first hit was the corner of where the districts were, and it basically pancaked.
Jesus. Yeah, I'll go walk over to Segrathun.
Segrathun's just kind of, he's like, I don't know, maybe like 30 paces away. He looks around the rubble. Does he notice any, like, I wouldn't say like full corpses, but does he notice like any sticking out limbs or anything?
Not in. How long are you gonna look?
I mean,
because you have to lift off.
This is as long as Aberdeen was looking.
So about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
You see one, like, Aberdeen, as he's sifting through one thing, just like pushes an arm out of the way. But other than that, there's not much. There's just a lot of blood splatter and a lot of smush.
Segrathun, he grabs the arm, and he takes out his dagger or knife, and he tries to just like separate the hand from the arm,
Okay.
And he puts it in his bag. He's like, hey, Big Bud, this might come in handy, right?
What the hell are you doing?
What? You draw the line at that?
No, what are you doing? I'm not telling you to stop.
I wave the hand at him. This might come in handy.
I mean, usually I'd appreciate that a little bit more, but what are you doing?
Okay, look, I'm reading in this book, and there's a way I could maybe turn my mage hand spell into something a bit more tangible. Maybe, I don't know.
Say tangible.
Hey, none of that.
I use my psionic powers to like kind of like nudge Mikas's fist in like a psychic fist bump from far away.
So he puts the hand away, and he's just again. You said the city got pancaked.
It basically pancaked into itself.
And
created a crater.
Okay, so there's no like recognizable buildings anymore.
No,
right? It's just okay.
When we were falling, I was talking to Charlie. Is he still there?
Charlie's still there, and he just doesn't know what to do. Like, keep in mind that this is a city's worth of basically like a city-state crashed into the ground, and the only thing that saved it was the amount of sand that was there. It basically cushioned the fall of the city into the ground, and this is a huge like crater, the size of the city of itself.
I'm gonna walk away.
𝐷𝚑𝚑un just for 10 minutes just ritual casts detect magic.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Can I wait? Is it? Are we all going or?
You can go. I'm doing something for 10
Yeah.
minutes.
So,
Okay.
What are you doing, Alex?
So, I think that the moment that after I give the compliment and he goes and does whatever he does, I think I touch the sand, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think my character feels more comfortable on the sand. Is that okay? So
You don't understand why, but you really feel comfortable on the sand.
Okay. So I get in the sand, and then like a huge smile appears on my face for whatever reason. But then he kind of starts to look around, and as he's realizing like there's a lot of death and a lot of the stench of blood is everywhere, he can't help himself. His eyes turn that bulging red, and then he goes into what is this? What is it called?
I do believe you used it earlier. You can't actually have him go in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he can only use it once per long rest.
When did I use it again?
You said that you put it was in the last session. You said you put the mask on and his eyes went red.
Okay. All right, I forgot. Anyway, so then I go to the highest point of wherever is closest to the ship, in the wreckage, and I want to search for any remains that may be salvageable for me for my own purposes.
Roll a survival check to see if you can tell.
Oh. 23.
23. You find a couple of like limbs here and there, but other than that, there's not really much that's usable. You can probably get a little bit of blood from the arms and the limbs that you find.
Then approximately how many?
You
vials?
find 3 arms.
Okay.
3 arms worth of vials, and so you could probably fill the vials that you have.
And then, is there anything else that would probably catch my eye while I was doing that? Can I do a perception check?
What are you looking for in particular?
Any fallen weapons, any fallen animals, any fallen anything like that?
There's not really anything there that you can distinguish from just rubble unless you look longer. Because keep in mind, the city is on top of itself. So you are essentially going to have to dig through to try to actually get into anything. It would take a lot longer than you would.
And then
Yeah.
From the highest point, what does everything look like from up there?
Sand. There's not much that you can distinguish from the area that's around you. There's a ton of sand dunes, and in the far off distance, you can kind of see some movement underneath the sand. But other than that, there's not really much that you see other than sand. This is entirely new to everyone from this city.
That's it. I'm good with that.
So I thought I
and
heard movement under the sand. Oh, we're fucked, guys. Anyway, sorry.
Fucking Sam.
all right, and Mikus, what are you doing?
So yeah, at this point, I'm just getting my bearings and trying to continue my conversation with Charlie.
Mhm.
And then I just realized I have a +4 to persuasion with my charisma modifier. So should I roll to use that?
For who?
Just in order to try to sway Charlie back to my side.
Yeah, you can go ahead. Charlie seems more upset with you than not on your side, right? Like, it seems like he's hurt, not like, I'm leaving. He's like, I'm gonna give you a good scolding for what you did.
Okay. But yeah, so all right. Oh, I rolled a 14, so 18.
All right. So through the conversation you're having with Charlie, he begins to like ease up on you because, like you told him earlier, you lost 2 friends, and one is currently something that you don't know.
And look at this, Charlie. The whole city is just in ruins behind us in the sand. Ugh. We're not prepared for what's going on here. It's only going to get worse. We're going to need your help. And
Charlie, Charlie turns as he seems really confused when you say the whole city, and he turns to see this rubble of a city that he used to live in, and he kind of just floats towards it.
That's it. We're all that's left. We barely made it. I mean, if anything, just be glad you weren't in that cage in the woods still. Or else you'd still be there. And there's nothing left of those woods.
He lands on one of the little brick piles, and he just kind of sits there quietly for a moment, and he's like, "Wow." So, guess I'm kind of stuck with you, huh?
Yeah, that's usually how it goes these days.
I lost everybody.
Hey, but you know what, though? You gained a whole band of misfits to hang out with, too. It's not just me. You got the bird, the zombie, the new one. The vampire. I don't know. He's a weird one. I don't know. You're not going to like him either. And then, Big Blue. Big Blue's nice. And then there's the stupid wizard.
We gonna prank people still? Is that a thing?
You can go back to the stupid wizard and maybe like pull his hat down over his face or something. I'm sure he wouldn't like that. That'd make us a little bit more cheerful for the day.
I'll think about it. Just give me a moment. And he kind of just sits down on the pile. As you're looking at him, you can visibly see the despair come on his face as tears begin to flow.
We've all lost it all at this point. There's nothing left for any of us. Look at Grim, the bird. His whole life was up there. He doesn't even understand anything else. We're all in the same boat now. We gotta stick together while there's something to stick to.
Right, and so everyone seems to be doing their things. You guys, go ahead.
I would like to think, at least cinematically, after Mikus mentions Grimsby, we cut to inside of the ship where he's just laying it to all the people that we rescued. All right, so you little piece of shite, you're gonna go over there and you're gonna start painting some bunny rabbits. Yes, white fluffy bunny rabbits all over the walls there. And yes, yeah, no, you heard me right. I didn't say it 17,000 freaking times for you to just have me repeat myself. It's super simple. We're having white bunny rabbits on all the inside of the walls on all of the ship. This is my new ship now. This is going to be the SS Marigold, and we're going to have painted white bunny rabbits pooping out colorful eggs on the inside. And you guys are now our gimps. Yes. what is a gimp? Don't worry about it. I don't know what a gimp is either, but what gimps do is gimps do what they're told, and you're gonna be making sure that the ship is clean, making sure that the ship is safe, and making sure that the ship is nice. Because you know what? Me and my buddies, we saved ya.
Aberdeen just has the door to the captain's quarters locked, and he's just sitting on the bed with his eyes closed, just clenching his fists, listening to this.
Yeah, just like throughout while everybody was doing things, like you can periodically hear just little bits and pieces of what Grim was yelling at these people about. But just the entire time he was just like really laying it to all of these people about not painting bunny rabbits and colorful eggs well enough.
The five high elves look at you, kind of like stick their nose up in the air and go find a place to sleep.
Hey, you pointy nose! Why are you pointing that nose up at me? All right, what else have you got to do? If you looked out there, there's only sand. You can, I mean, if you want, you can go out into the sand and kind of just see if you could survive out on your own. But I mean, me and my buddies here, we're basically superheroes. So I think this is your only real bets.
Do I know that is Grimsby injured? Can I tell, like, by looking at him that he's like injured, or is he like pretty healthy, like from before?
He's still hurting.
He's still hurting.
Yeah.
11 hit points.
Would it be possible for me to throw a dagger at him, but hit him with the hilt of it to deal non-lethal bludgeoning damage instead of stabbing a child? I would like to, while hearing this, walk up behind him and throw 2 knives at the back of his head to try to knock him out with the hilts.
Oh, God.
All right, roll the hit.
You become a ruthless warlord.
That was a nat 20, but it bounced out of my my thing, so I'm not going to count that. So that was a 20 total. It was a 12. And then I'm going to throw 2 at the same time. Second one's a 12.
The 20 total hits, the 12 misses.
12 plus 8, sorry.
So
both are 20s. First one is 7 damage. Second one is 8 damage.
Yeah, the first one hits him.
Grimsby's knocked out.
He turns around just in the moment when the last one finally flies and he sees it hit him right in the forehead and he falls backwards.
Sorry, folks. There's a little bit of a situation here. You guys are all fine. Glad we were able to save you. And I pick up Grim and drag him into the captain's quarters and close the door.
All right.
Alrighty. So
it's been about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't see any kind of magic around you. Or it's within 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
So
Sphere.
the only thing that you kind of get from the area is there's like a fog of like green energy that you can see, similar to that you saw when you were around Tania, or where Tania died.
So knowing the type of aura that is already, can I follow it? Or is it just like everywhere?
It's everywhere.
Is it like just a looming aura, or is there like more of a hostile feeling towards it?
It's
like,
looming. It's just
looming.
Yeah, it's just there.
All right, just like the dust settling down. This ain't good. He looks around. He just sees sand. Kind of gets bored. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I gotta go talk to that guy who was the father of the short stuff. Yeah. So he goes back to the ship and he tries to find Tania's father.
Okay. You're heading back to the ship. We'll go over to Alex. What is Alex doing now that he has checked out the area?
So is it what is the pattern of the thing that's moving in the sand?
It's far enough away that it doesn't seem like it's going to bother you guys. It's just something that you notice in the far distance.
And then would I be able to recognize what type of animal it is,
No.
or creature, or anything?
No, you've never seen that before.
Okay.
While you feel comfortable, you can't pinpoint what that is. It is something that is very scary to you because you don't know.
But like, does my body react to it in any kind of way, or?
You kind of get the hairs on the back of your neck to stand up a little bit, and you,
Okay.
like I said, you get a chill down your back, and you like, and it's just it. You get the notion that it's not a good thing.
Okay. So immediately once I've done all of that, I make my way and to the ship. And while I'm on my way, I'll let everyone else go, and then on my next turn, I'll say what I'm gonna do next.
Right, and Mikis, what are you doing?
All right, so I have finished my talk with Charlie at this point, and I've had Alfie with me, just kind of like hanging out and just doing some TLC time. So then at this point, I let Alfie go fly off too, and then I go back into the ship to go check and see if Grimm's reign of terror is over, because I've had it with that. So
yeah. So once you get on the ship, you notice right when you're walking into the ship, you see Grimm fall back, land, and then you see Aberdeen go, "Yeah, no, sorry, there's an issue," and he pulls him into the captain's quarters.
Yeah, this is just regular. This is training. This is what we do. It's fine. Don't worry about it. And I go and I follow them.
Mm-hmm. So you go into the captain's quarters, and there's Grimm, knocked unconscious, and Aberdeen, who seems like he's setting up shop in this room.
Oh yeah, I got like my clothes are all like I'm wearing like an old like white tunic and all of my normal clothes, my jacket, my leather armor's all set over the backs of like the chairs, like my weapons are all on the bed. It's like a little too assumed, probably. What the fuck are we gonna do about this little fucking dictator?
Well, it seems like you got a good jump on the situation by shutting him up for a little bit. Oi, that mouth that beak is only going to get him into more trouble.
Yeah, this kid's got fucking arms, though. I don't know if I can keep doing this.
If only we had Fee and not a zombie form to help us keep this guy when we need him. But, like, God, once he gets riled up, it's going to take both of us just in order to keep him in one room.
What are we going to do? I've tried talking to, honestly.
He's losing his goddamn mind. Okay, you know what? As much as I hate to say
in the room, and he's on all fours, and he's looking at just the bugs on the ground.
No, fuck!
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
How long has he been there, man?
Fee on all fours is still just about eye level with Mikis.
Hey, Fee. Yeah, he still responds. He knows his name. Good boy. I pat him on the head.
Like, I'm telling you, I think we're gonna have to get Segi in on this one. Him and the stupid bird kid. They've I don't know. They've communed or something. I don't know how it works, but I feel like maybe he might be. If we can bring Seg in, we can bring the bird in. I think.
No, I feel like at least like Seg is not as ambitious, and this bird just gets the smallest ounce of power. You just give him a fucking butter knife, and he's trying to cut steak with it.
He's a monster. I thought if we handed him,
then he sees innocent people, and he's like dragging them out of a burning building. It doesn't make any fucking sense. He's just got this whole thing. Like, as long as people are alive, you can abuse them, but if they're about to die, you gotta save them.
You know what? This is the first time I even thought about it. Where we don't have Tania anymore. We need to find some. Let's get this kid some milk when he comes to. I think that's going to be a saving grace. If anything, a bargaining chip.
How did the fucking assassin and the warlock end up the moral center of this group?
I am disgusted with myself. Absolutely disgusted.
I just feel like I'm in the wrong place. Like I'm not very good at this, man.
It's like my two dads in medieval times.
Oh gosh.
The freaking the God-fearing classes in the game are the ones who are assholes.
Yes, you are. I'm going to drag Grimsy. I'm gonna put him under a table, and
Right.
I'm going to try to tie him up in a way where he will be able to get out of it easily.
Right.
Just to put some, just enough to where he like wakes up and goes, "Oh, they fucking tied me up," and then is able to get out. Basically, I'm just gonna like loop some rope around his hands.
Not even tie it.
I have a hunting trap that I'm gonna just place near him to just as a visual deterrent to not move.
All right.
Strategically right in his view.
Can I see if Cakes was hiding any liquor in here?
100%.
100% I could try, or 100% she was.
100% she was. There is a lot. There's a liquor cabinet in the captain's quarters.
I rummage through and I pull out the dustiest bottle I can find.
It doesn't even have a label.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mikus, you want to hang out in the captain's quarters for a little bit?
Oh yes, I do. Indeed. I cannot.
I'm
wait
gonna need
bust
both
that
of
out.
you to roll Constitution saving
Oh,
throws.
fuck. So bad. 14. I had a lot to it because I'm a fighter, and still only ended up at 14.
Okay, so I got a +4 to a 13, so 17.
All right, so Mikus is cool, but Aberdeen is feeling it.
I mean, it's just like, how are we even gonna like live with this? Of all these people that I didn't even see another fucking boat get away from.
Aberdeen lightweight
People
confirmed.
die, Abby. That's what happens. You, this is why I don't travel with people. I mean, I liked you sons of bitches, and now I'm regretting it. Yes, you're good, but who have you not made enemies with? You're gonna die someday, probably someday soon. And then the stupid bird, he's pissing everybody off. Oh, Jesus.
At least I know what pile of rubble all my enemies are in. You're dealing with like a whole fucking magic thing there that I don't even know like what to.
Pretty soon I'm gonna get called on from my freaking patron, and he's gonna expect some results. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have not been busy.
Hey, what kind of
stuff.
what is he when he's doing the call when he's like calling on you? What does he want? Like what is he?
Right when that question is asked, you hear a knock on the door of the captain's quarters.
Who could that be? And then Mikus goes and answers the door.
All right. From there,
crack it open though, so that way they can't see that we've got Grim under the table.
All right, and from there we're gonna go ahead and head on over to Alex and then Segrathun as well.
Okay, I was gonna say I assume I make it to the place again. But
what place?
Sorry, the ship. And then I kind of look back and I think about where the people that I woke up with might be, and then I think about probably being a little bit more honest about where it was that I was coming from, but also at the same time, like, I guess thankful that maybe they might not be alive. So, taking that into consideration, I'm looking around, and is anyone at the deck of the ship?
There's a couple of people. There's a couple of high elves. You notice someone knocking on the door of the captain's quarters. Seems like an elven woman.
Okay. Well, I think I need to go talk with the gang. So I go up and right behind the woman, and I kind of look at her. How does she look stressed? Does she look like
She doesn't
happy?
seem stressed. She does not look happy, but she's not stressed.
Okay. I kind of just look at her and I just ask, are you going in? And I assume that's when the door opens.
Yes.
Okay. Cool.
And as she turns, she looks at you and says, "You don't just walk into the captain's quarters." disrespectful. And then that's when the door opens.
As they walk in, you guys, they would hear Grimsby snoring incredibly loudly, holding on to one of the. He's managed to somehow maneuver his tied hands around one of the table legs, and he's cuddling onto it, and he's like slightly murmuring Segrathun's name as he's sleeping, and just snoring super loud.
What's wrong with him?
Wait, who's saying this?
There's a woman that was at the door, knocking at the door.
Did you not hear him?
I heard him.
Yeah, so he was a little tired and he needed to go down for a nap.
I was this close to just deciding that I wanted to claw him a bit.
Relatable.
Just a little bit.
I guess I was a little bit past that because I knocked him out. So,
See,
genuinely glad you guys are here. Everyone who made it out. I mean, we can only help as many as we could help, but I'm fortunate that you're here. And if you and any of the others are willing to help us in operating the ship and upkeeping it in the near future until we find somewhere else to go, I think we would all be grateful. Look at Mikas.
It's so grateful. I mean, we are, as you can see, not doing very well right now. And no, we don't know.
You're right. I see one of your companions knocked out. She points at Aberdeen. Are you drunk?
I mean, in our defense, he's better when he's
sober?
drunk, and he's better when he's quiet. So we're off to a great start.
Whoa,
And she turns,
woman.
and she turns, and
God.
he says woman, and she turns to him, and in almost perfect impersonation, dumbass, don't talk to me like that.
Woman, listen. Weren't you the one who was talking about respecting the captain's quarters? Like, maybe
in the
you should
middle
just
of that
leave.
statement, you see her wild shape into a bear.
Oi.
Fucking drunk or not, Aberdeen's got his bow in his hand. That shit is drawn back immediately.
Oh,
You can either be a part of this fucking crew or you can get out and walk across the sand right now. We are not going to be fighting.
You see her look at you. She turns back and she says, I don't know how you're going to traverse this sand without someone who can tell you where to go.
Hot druid.
A lot of luck.
I bet.
Let's not try to kill each other in the meantime.
Yeah, we'll see how far we get.
And she looks at Alex and says, if you ever disrespect me with your speech again, I will shove a bear claw so far up your butt that you will be full for the rest of your life. Do you understand me?
Full of bear claw.
That a threat or a promise?
Eddie is
So, to that, I mean, instantaneously, like, I am hitting and running. Like I'm gonna like rapier her and then I'm gonna dip.
Oh, God.
Oh no.
Can I try to shoot his hand or something? Like, there's no way, but like, I don't want this to happen.
Can't you use your reaction to lower the damage to 0?
I can. I was holding my bow back though.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
You see her calm down. She looks at him with all seriousness, the fire burning in her eyes of the only anger you've seen the only level of anger that you've seen this from is from Dunbar. That fire reminds you of her, and in that moment you see him attack. You're going to be able to make the attack as well to deflect. So go ahead and roll your attack, Tristan.
Oh, I already did. 27.
Fuck. 16.
All right. So
Oh,
your rapier hits her. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So, hold on. Is
Can I
there a
reduce
thing
that,
I
or
can
did?
do?
Yeah, you
Yes.
can because
I
it's still a
have-
reaction.
I have a reaction that's opportunity attack,
Mhm.
which allows me to make an opportunity attack when a hostile creature that you can see moves out of your reach. To
Mhm.
make the opportunity attack, you can use your reaction to make one melee attack against the provoking creature. The attack occurs right before the creature leaves your reach. Could I use that to stop Tristan from making contact?
No.
Nah.
20. And then I dip for a solid, what is it? 45, 50, 55 feet. I am gone.
Reduced by
you-
7.
All right. So you did 20.
Yeah.
What did you add to that?
I did my Dread Ambusher. I did the sneak, and
You
then I
don't-
did my weapon.
You don't get sneak attack because it wasn't a surprise,
Okay.
or you didn't have advantage
was
on the
surprised.
attack. And
Yeah, like I feel like okay, but you know it's yeah, you're right. Okay. Okay, mine is 6, I guess. 14.
14. So she only takes you took off 6 damage, right?
I took off 7 damage.
So she takes half the damage. Okay. So you're able to push the weapon to the side and it hits her in the shoulder. And at this point she's extremely angry. And the Sagrathun sees Alex kind of dip out because he's on the deck. He sees Alex throw this weapon at her and then dip out.
I'm chasing him. I don't know if you want me to roll.
Oh, I didn't
initiative or
throw
what,
it. I
but
stabbed her and I dipped. Like I went and dipped.
I'm following him.
All right. And
I at this point am still in the captain's quarters with Fee hunched over on one side
Mhm.
and Grim
no,
unconscious on
I'm-
the other.
I'm not in the captain's quarters.
He's
Oh, you're not-
sent-
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, I stay in there with Grim, and I just try to secure Grim for as long as possible.
all right. And so you chase after Alex. He's a little bit faster than you are. And let me see.
Oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
shoot him in the back.
All right, roll the hit.
29
It's gonna hit.
and a 19 for the second.
That hits too.
First is 17. Second is 13. 30.
All right, so
But I assume he's off the ship now.
yeah, he's off the
Okay,
ship.
I'm gonna stand on the edge of the ship with my bow drawn and just watch him.
And how much health do you have, Tristan?
Oh, well, I rejuvenated quite a bit, but after that, I only have like 16 health left.
Do you want to keep running or do you want to stop?
I'm being shot at and I'm hurting after that. No, I'm leaving. I'm gone.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think Stuart's been waiting to say something for a little bit.
Yeah,
I
go
think I
ahead,
kind of jumped over him actually.
Stuart.
Sorry, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Stuart.
I guess while all of that was happening, I was
Mhm.
looking for the little gnome. You know, where is that? Come on, where's that short bastard?
So yeah, you see. So actually, yeah. So before he fully leaves, you see Aberdeen shoot 2 arrows into the back of Alex. What do you do?
Dude, I can't do anything. I am tapped out. At most, I can try to use Mage Hand to grab a hold of his leg and trip him. If Tristan is okay with that, but if he's not, then I'm just gonna talk to the gnome if I find him. because that is like the most I can do.
Right. Is Tristan okay with that?
You're tripping me?
If you're okay with it, since he's giving me a chance to do something to the whole thing, I can cast my Mage Hand cantrip, which can grab you by the ankle and try to trip you while you're running, I guess.
Okay,
I'm gonna leave it up to you.
Nah.
No? Okay. And I'm just gonna talk to the guy, if I can find him.
All right. And so, yeah, you find Tania's dad, and Alex is gone, and he probably won't be joining the party again because of that. All right. Other than that,
So Segrathun he looks back. He's about to raise his hand, and he's like, "Eh," and he goes back to looking for Tania's father.
all right. And you find him. He's sitting in the corner, and he's like, "Oh, well,
Yeah,
thank you for saving me.
Yeah, about that. You owe me.
Oh, you what?
We're gonna find that out together. You make things, right?
Yes.
So you are gonna help me make something that I can use that will come in handy later down the line. What exactly can you make? I know you blow up teddy bears. As he kind of stretches a little bit. Not in a rude way, just because this dude's
wait a
really
second.
tired.
He looks at you. Aren't you Tania's friend?
Oh yeah,
What?
yeah, about that. You know all that just happened up there?
Where is she?
Yeah, she, he kind of sits down next to him, so like he's like his legs are folded, and like he's sitting, and kind of like leans in. He's like, yeah, so some bad guys kind of killed her, and we kind of killed the guy that killed her, and this was the repercussion of all of that.
At that moment, Fee stumbles into the room on all fours, still looking for bugs to eat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and he died, but I brought him back. But he's kind of like my he's there right now. He's just a thing. Anyway, I know it sucks hearing about your daughter's death, but I saved your life, so let's talk business. Oh, I also forgot. Your ex-wife kind of was also responsible for helping the city fall down and killing millions of people or thousands. I don't know. A lot of people, a lot of blood. Yeah. So we're kind of yeah. She something needs to happen with her too. So if you want to help us out with that too, that's fine. But again, I did save you, so once you're done grieving and whatnot, I'd like to commission something from you.
Why did you save me?
Being 90% honest, because you were one of the only people I saw, and the other 10%, once I noticed you, I remember that you build stuff.
So I'm just a tool.
You're not a tool.
Got it. No, I'm gonna go.
Go where?
I'll figure that out. He stands up and he proceeds to leave or start walking off of the boat.
All right.
And
anyway, and he yells over. So what the heck just happened?
the girl touches her arm, and she looks at Aberdeen. So, who was that?
I put the bow down. Well, he helped us out quite a bit, and he was a friend of ours. You should not have provoked him, but he should not have stabbed you.
Provoked him? He was the one getting disrespected. Woman.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, but it doesn't even matter. He seems to be gone now. I think as far as to set the hierarchy straight, the four of us that crew this ship, own this ship, we need the help of everyone else here. And regardless of who you are or whoever you have a problem with is, cannot be starting fights with people. Whoever starts it is going to be off the boat.
Okay. Can respect that.
He was trusted by someone that we trusted. And perhaps we turned out to be wrong, but we have nothing else except for each other here. There's 20 of us at most. So
Make that like 17 now.
yeah.
The small guy just kind of walked off to his death because he has some sort of pride with
Wait,
Alpha.
Off the boat.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, he'd rather die in the sands than help me build something because, he's such a winner as he yells off the boat that, I'm not going to get into it. Ugh. You save a guy's life from falling and that's how you get repaid.
I just yell, "Hey, there's a bunk for you on the lower deck, man." And I just look at everyone like, how about we rest up and see if our newly alienated crew members decide to come back or if they want to go brave the elements. Peg, what do you think? You're always down for a nap.
Wow, I can actually sleep. We done? Are we officially done with all this craziness going on? I can actually take a nap.
I think mostly. And I walk over and I grab Rena's hand and I take her to the captain's quarter and tell her to sleep on the bed, and I put my bedroll on the floor.
All right.
I think it's time to sleep. You guys agree?
Yeah.
Grimsby's still sawing logs.
Yeah, and at this point, I just passed out next to Grimsby already anyway because he wasn't making any noise. So I'm just laying next to the table, passed out.
Yeah,
Right.
Segrathun just kind of leans against the wall. His butt hits the floor. He pulls his hat over his eyes and he's out.
I put my bedroll on the other side of Grimsby by Mikus.
And that's
Or
where
by-
we will end the session today. We have succeeded in almost everyone living, and yeah, you guys will be level 6.
Level 6!
Long
Yes!
fucking rest, baby.
I finally get a long rest! God, I get so much shit back.
God,
Oh my
imagine not
God.
having a long rest for over a month.
Let me
Holy
roll
crap.
my fucking hit points. God
Oh,
damn it, dude. Fuck this game. Jesus Christ. Come on, man.
What'd you roll?
Yeah.
A 2.
Well, isn't it no matter what you can take what average it gives you?
No, it's either you choose to roll or you take the average.
Whoa, there was an
Ah.
option to not roll?
You
Yeah,
can do
Well, I
the
always
hit
thought
die.
it was you get to roll.
No,
Something
that's
plus
points
your-
is bullshit.
No, that's way too generous, Stuart. What the hell?
It's either or.
Oh,
okay.
my god! I
What
would never have been
the-
rolling this entire time.
I rolled a
What the
7.
fuck?
I'm rolling it. I'm rolling it.
Sorry.
All right.
Jordy.
But Eddie, do you want to send us off?
But yeah,
7.
once
Fuck,
a
I don't have
motherfucker
to
again,
cover
guys,
this shit.
thank you for joining us this wonderful Tuesday, and especially thank you for joining me on my birthday. It was pretty fun, pretty nice, pretty cool.
Yay!
Yeah,
Woo.
we got our new ship, the SS Marigold, and you
That's
know,
not the name.
hopefully we got lots of wonderful bunnies and colorful eggs on the inside of the background. But without further ado, guys, thank you once again, and please remember, always be kind to one another, because you never know who you're going to meet along the way. See you Tuesday.
Love you.
Good night, folks.